And I'm 100% confident I did nothing wrong.
Right.
From as a human being or a comic, you know?
Yeah.
Like maybe reading the room would have been a thing I did, but I was like, I know these people. These are my fucking brethren. Like I fucking took calculus with you people. Like I know the kind of shit that me and my Asian friends and my Indian friends would talk when we were in fucking school. Like this,
Right.
This is fucking light work.
Right.
And so maybe that, but even that, I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm not going to fucking think about that going awry. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, it's an educational experience and a net positive overall, without a doubt. And it also gives us an opportunity to make fun of these kids, which I think they need. They need to realize that the world thinks they're fools. Yeah. Like, and I really believe that I've read several articles on your case. Your situation, rather. Your case. You caught a case.
I got comedy Me Too'd, you know?
All the articles that I've read were all essentially positive.
Yeah.
And they were all, mocking these fucking little children.
I want to say for the record that
this is on the record.
I still think that it's like the minority of that group, especially at Columbia, for sure.
I'm sure.
Like, it's just that they happen to, like, because a majority of those kids were, like, amped and, like, had a good time. And even if...
That can happen, though, where a majority can like you and a minority can stand up, and then the majority doesn't do anything about it. They just go, what?
That shit hurt my feelings.
Did it?
No. Those kids saying, like, let them stay. But it wasn't, like, a chorus, which I would have hoped. But...
they're little fucking babies, and they need to hear it. They need to hear they're little babies, because that's how you grow up. You do something ridiculous, and then people criticize you, and then you realize, oh, I'm kind of ridiculous. Yeah. Let me just check myself. Then it hurts your feelings, and you fight it off for a little bit. You try to pretend, you battle it. But overall, over the course of time, you're going to absorb that information, and hopefully those kids are going to grow and mature. Yeah. I mean, I have friends that were like, completely progressive, weirdo, crazy, off the charts, like activists 10 years ago. And now they're like way mellow, and they've just like, what was wrong with me? I was virtue signaling. I was trying too hard. And they realized like a lot of what they were doing was just wasting energy. And it's just a lot of angst and a lot of just trying to affect change in order to make themselves feel better. Yeah. Trying to push buttons in order to validate their existence.
That's what a lot of that specific incident felt like. It was either like, no, we have an opportunity to assert our sort of rightness, however wrong it is here, and like we're gonna take a stand, and this is who I'm like, yo, just chill, yo,
just relax,
chill the fuck out. What the fuck?
Yeah, there's a lot of foolishness, but this is the world we live in, and I think there's a big part of that accentuated by the fact that we have a maniac for a president.
Yo, yeah, that's what it is.
Because they feel like that evil needs to be combated at every turn, because we didn't before, and we let this guy get into office, and now here he is, and the Mueller probe, and all this fucking craziness.
When Obama was president, shit felt a lot cooler. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, hey, we're going to be fine. And now it's like Trump is president. Everyone was like, oh, shit, man, bunker down.
Well, now we realize all you have to do is be popular, and you can be president. Like, that's insane. Yeah. It used to be you had to be qualified. We used to think that you understood national policy, foreign policy, you understood defense, you understood exactly what's going on with the economy.
The basic English.
Yeah, that guy doesn't know shit. He's just trying to make money. Yeah. And wouldn't you love to be a fly on the wall? I would, because what we're getting, all the crazy, is him when he knows cameras are on him. Oh, yeah. I would love to see what he's like alone. Like I would love to see him like watch Fox News. I'd like to like sit next to him.
Power eating cheeseburgers.
Just fucking he's a crazy person. Yeah. It's really weird, man.
It's unnerving. And that's what I think, like, what a lot of what we're seeing on, especially with this particular thing, is the thing where it's like you don't have control in any other facet of your life necessarily. So you're going to try to exert it in a way that you think is positive, when in fact you're doing the opposite of what your liberal sensibilities are.
Yeah. I think it's also a trend, and I think that political correctness, and it comes in waves, and it existed. It was pretty strong in the 80s, You know, like political correctness was washing over people in the 80s.
Yeah, they're trying to destroy rap and shit.
Yeah, and it's coming back, and it'll go away again. People get sick of it, and it'll be ridiculous, and people will rebel against political correctness. But I think overall, the culture's trying to adjust. It's trying to self-adjust. We're trying to the actual culture, as a whole, is trying to eliminate racism and eliminate sexism and eliminate bias.
Which are good, noble goals.
They're good, noble goals.
Right.
But along the ways, you have these polar extremes of people that are doing it wrong.
Poor execution.
Yeah.
Terrible execution.
Terrible understanding.
And it's also strange to me, it's like, what utopia are you trying to create by silencing stuff? Because just because you do that, just because you say, oh, you can't say racist shit, doesn't mean it goes away, or you can't say sexist shit doesn't mean that's more like you're treating the symptom and not the disease.
Right, but in their defense, you're talking about a very specific platform, right? Mm-hmm. This is a stage. If you had actually said something actually racist, right, then it would make sense that, hey, we don't want anybody telling racist jokes.
100%, right.
Yeah. So they wanted it to be racist.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, yo, just fucking take a minute, take a second to relax. And what I was trying to get at is that what utopia have you read about that's ever been real? Like every book we read in high school or college, Brave New World, Lord of the Flies, 1980, or Animal Farm, like The Giver, which we read in fucking middle school. That's all a utopia, but they're fucking killing babies in them. You know what I mean?
It all goes south.
Yeah.
All of it.
It's all a fucking false utopia kind of situation.
There is hate speech in the world.
100%.
And, you know, you don't want it on your platform. But you got to decide what is hate speech. When is it really hate speech? And when is it just ignorance? And sometimes the best way to combat bad speech is to let that speech play out and let good speech overwhelm it with logic and reason and a better argument. I mean,
right.
That's really what freedom of speech is supposed to be all about, that we work all this out. As soon as you start censoring voices and telling people that you're not going to allow them to talk, boy, you create this atmosphere where you can start to choose what you're going to allow through and what you're not going to allow through. And then you're going to start censoring things that are far more subtle. You're going to start censoring things that, you know, they don't seem reasonable, but you've decided that it's already okay to censor. So you've censored this person. Now you're going to censor the next worst thing.
Right.
And then you're going to go down the line until it's just people that disagree with you.